全てを取り戻す。死ねぞこんな意味。
Hello and welcome. My name is Michael, also known as Maikeru. Today I want to talk about something that's very important in Tekken that people tend to miss out on, and that's basically the replay function in the game. It's a very valuable tool to use if you want to improve in Tekken. You can go on replay and you can check how your gameplay performs and how you can improve that gameplay in certain matchups. You can also check your button inputs of your opponent to find out what moves you're struggling with, what moves you need to punish with, etc. And today I got something special. I've got a very talented Tekken player from RB Norway. His name is Mode, and he is very high rank with Jin, I believe, Tekken God Prime. He has so much knowledge about the game. He's been playing it since release, and he's just like a encyclopedia of knowledge when it comes to Tekken. So it's going to be a two-part segment. So in this first part we'll see a match with me playing against another strong player from RB Norway, Niklas, a very strong Brian player, and after reviewing my match we will see Mode playing against a very competent Devil Jin player, also from RB Norway. His name is Tore. So with my matches there's going to be some basic knowledge that need to be assessed, and so it will be more intermediate stuff. And on the match between Mode and Tore, there will be some more small details, more intricate stuff that needs to be accounted for. So it's going to be 2 long videos, so grab your favorite snack and favorite beverage and strap yourself in and get your notepads down and start writing. Welcome, Mode.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
I'm glad.
I'm always up for analyzing some Tekken.
How about you tell the guys who your main character is and when you started playing Tekken?
Yeah, I started playing, I main Jin, with probably Stefina as my secondary.
Yeah.
And I started playing on release, basically, of Tekken 7. My first, Tekken game. So that would make it, summer 2017, I guess.
Yeah.
And I've been playing steadily since then. So yeah, never really stopped after I started.
I see. That's awesome. Do you have what's the biggest tip you would give for someone new for Tekken?
The biggest, there's always the most important factor is to remember to have fun, or else you'll stop playing the game and you'll never be good at the game, no matter how hard you try.
Yeah.
If you actually don't want to play. But if you a more specific tip for improving would be perhaps to force yourself into trying to learn instead of trying to win, and that might sometimes be a significant difference.
Yes, so you have to kind of be humble about yourself approaching matches and be able to take losses before you can take wins, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So today we're going to analyze a couple of matches. So my main is Kazuya, and the top rank I've reached is Yaksa, so I'm a lot lower rank than most people from RB Norway, so we thought that we could analyze a couple of matches where I play, and Mode is gonna probably tell me some tips, or he's gonna go in depth about kind of situations, what you should think of and stuff like that, and then later on we're gonna see some matches from Mode himself playing, and he's gonna play against, he's playing against a friend of ours called Tore, a very talented Devil Jin player. So I guess we can start with my match against Niklas, a very good Brian player. We can start this one. So whenever you see something, you just tell me to press pause and stuff like that, and then we just talk about it. So, all right, here we go.
Yeah, so you can probably stop there.
Yeah.
So in this, especially if you're playing, like now you're playing someone that's pretty familiar, I guess. Or I'm guessing you've played Niklas before.
Yes, I've played a couple of times against them, yes.
Yeah, so of course that helps, but if you're meeting a completely new opponent, then there's kind of this, especially in a tournament setting, you would try to gather as much data like from the absolute get-go as you can.
Okay.
Do you see kind of there's some psychological stuff that comes into play here with you see Niklas starting the whole match like instantly doing homing moves twice.
Yeah, okay.
So you could kind of, that's like the first thing he does, right?
Yeah, we can check this out. Yeah, he does 2 homing, correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So you could kind of keep that, you kind of see it and you store it in the back of your mind and think, and you can kind of deduce that probably he's trying to represent some kind of do not step me kind of mentality, right?
Yeah.
And he's trying to do it very early.
Yeah.
Because if he can establish that like I'm doing a lot of homings, don't step me, then later in the game he can be more risky with linear moves because you might be more conditioned into not stepping.
Yeah, so basically he's playing the Brian mindset, is trying to just lock me down, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And lock you down in terms of like, don't step so I can use my linear moves later.
Yeah, I got you. So we can. The
first launch from you is good, absolutely, but it's not based on much, so it's a nice launch, but I can't really say much about it since it's just he got clipped by an electric.
Yeah, broken move. Free launch.
And again, that was missed punish there. This move is -14.
Yes, let's. This one?
Yeah, when he finishes the homing move with the mid version, that's -14. So
yeah,
if you're absolutely cracked, you can electric punish it, but
you have 2-2.
Yeah, 2-2 or back 1-2.
Yeah,
I think would be sufficient, even downward 4-4.
Yeah, maybe because you have the wall here, maybe back 1-2 would be good.
Yeah. I don't think you would have gotten a wall splat, but you for sure would have pushed him right next to the wall.
Yeah. Okay, I'll remember that. So homing until the mid extension, that's -14. Need to punish that. Yeah.
Yeah. And also, if you stop right here, I'm not entirely sure about Katheo's while sending one punishment, or if he can punish Brian while sending one. That move is minus 16 has a lot of pushback.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing that you have some kind of punish, perhaps.
The thing is it is quite hard to punish. I've tried different things, but I guess you have to do forward too.
Yeah.
Which is if you basically just frame the input, it will come out in 13 frames. So it's I don't know. It's a bit struggle to do sometimes. It's like punishing a shoulder, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And
So
then I guess that's understandable.
yeah.
That some of those goes unpunished.
Yeah, because it's also like if I mistime the punish, it's a very like how can I say? It's a very channeled move. And playing against someone against Niklas, he can probably tell that that move is coming, and he will just duck and relaunch me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not really in terms of. It's more about my execution, I guess.
Yeah.
In terms of that. Yeah.
But if you scroll back to before the balcony break.
Yeah.
This is a kind of general thing. Even before this, scroll back to like the place where you ended your combo and tried to go for Oki.
Yes.
Yeah, just before this. So here we stop here. Like, that's very good that you frame trapped after down 1+2, for example.
Yeah.
With while standing 1+2. You see Niklas tried to mash cross there.
Yeah.
So he got knocked down. But the situation here, I'm wondering exactly what's happening. Did you already hit him with don't you get a guaranteed forward 4 after the Virgin Rockin' or whatever?
Yeah. You get it here, like, and then you get it there.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, you already did it.
Yeah.
But yeah, then it fits better like with my original thought that, especially in terms of like playing with someone new, you could benefit some from perhaps like you have no reads, right?
Right.
Imagine this is the first time you're playing this opponent. I would perhaps like tune down my Okiseme like a bit.
Yeah.
To do it at a slower pace, right? Because this 4-4-3 is like the ultimate call out on Okiseme. If you just lies there and he get up, he can like launch you with a low get up kick for whiffing that 4-4-3.
Yeah. True.
So perhaps like the first like 5 times you get Okiseme against a new opponent, like take it slightly slower and just watch how they act on the ground.
Yeah.
Instead of just, throwing out the big read immediately.
Yeah. I can totally get that, because it's like, even though your opponent's on the ground, it's like, okay, you kind of have a game plan on the ground as well. You have to pay attention to their tendencies, not just in neutral, but also on the ground, I guess. So you can have better use of your Okiseme.
And especially like for Kasia, right? That's his bread and butter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because everyone will just stay on the ground forever against Kasia if you never try to read their Okiseme.
Yeah, that's totally true. Good point. Very good point.
So that's exactly what happens, that he punishes you with a low get up.
Yeah.
That's of course very risky of you to just finish the down for 4-4 on the first try.
I think in as I saw this, I was wondering why I did down forward 1-2 and then I did down forward 4-4.
Yeah, you see, you're kind of like in a hurry to finish the round, right?
Yeah,
But that can also be very dangerous.
absolutely.
So there's always like this trade-off where, which is kind of, it's not always straightforward what's the best way, but there's always this trade-off when your opponent has not much life and you have a huge life lead.
Yeah.
Like, do you defend or do you attack? You know?
Yeah.
Because if you attack, you're certainly opening yourself up to more like comeback mechanics.
Yeah.
But you can't freeze up completely either, since he can just run you over, especially then with lows. So if you are going to like defend your way to a timeout or something, then you have to look out for some lows, right?
Yeah.
But in this case, we kind of get the worst of the two, I think, or worst of both worlds, that we immediately attack, but we attack in a way that's incredibly dangerous for us.
Yeah. Absolutely, and it's also kind of like this is like you say, it's okay. They have only a tiny bit of health left, and you have a huge amount of life lead, and then it's like, what is my balance in terms of offense and defense? Because if you extend too much, suddenly you will get launched, and then you end up in a mix-up, and then you try to be defensive, and you just eat mix-ups all day and die.
Yeah.
So
that's a very important point, and a lot of people struggle with this kind of situation. And my personal preference, I guess, and advice would be to attack with care, and that is use like never use punishable mids. You know, that's not necessary in this situation.
yeah,
You can just check with safe mids, and also try to play. My preference is trying to play a bit more keep out-ish.
yeah, using jabs and down forward 4.
Yeah, because then you're kind of in the defensive mindset, but still you are throwing out some hitboxes for him to deal with.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I would perhaps prefer there if you, instead of going in and trying to like mix him up with strings, then just to backdash a bit and keep him out with jabs and while sending force, perhaps.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree on that. It's to keep it tight, but don't completely freeze up, and don't overextend basically at the end game. Yeah.
Nicholas tries to style here.
Oh, that was a shame.
As a flame. But yeah, he should have for sure finished that round.
Yeah.
And all this damage here is kind of a bit setup-y, you know, very Brian-esque, but yeah, he also did there, like the start of this, if you go back to the round start, this is also kind of a bit of a flow chart, right? You stop here.
Yeah.
He doesn't really have as far as I know, from the things we've seen, we can't really see any reads, right?
Yeah.
And it's not getting a wild sending 3 on reaction or anything like that. It's kind of flow chart, right? It's 1-4, which is only -4 on block.
Right.
But it's a high, and you can just instantly does a duck into a wild sending 3 or a counter it.
So that's like a Brian setup.
Yeah, it's nothing kind of more like a setup. It's not like you got red or something
Yeah.
incredible like that. But yeah, you could consider it now, sort of like when you know that the 1-4 is -3 actually. So it's only -3, but still, that's enough time for you to check with the mid, right?
Yeah.
So your down forward 4 would, at worst case, trade with a jab.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We could. Yeah. You could play it tight like that just to check him that he doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good point.
So especially if you see he's trying to create a lot of mind games with 1-4 string, then you can always check with a 13 frame mid.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see, like, when the move came out, I did a backdash, and then I did a sidestep, and decided to press something, and here comes his flowchart already.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you get counter hit and clipped. So just to check that he stays in place and don't do any mischief after that string is a good point. Does Brian players usually do this kind of thing in terms of that string, or do professional players usually duck that last kick?
I think in like regular situations, if you play people online, you will see quite a lot of these kinds of setups.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Brian players that try to fit in while standing 3 everywhere they can.
Yeah.
Like duck into while standing 3. So especially when they're under jab pressure, they will just duck in while standing 3, or they will do like orbital into duck into while standing 3, stuff like that. So yeah, it's quite common. And your problem here is like kind of not using your frame advantage, but then still trying to use your frame advantage, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So you're doing your +3, you could say.
Yeah.
Or you're even more, because I saw you backdashed enough for that last high kick to whiff, actually.
Yeah.
Before that. So assume you have quite a bit of plus frames, but then you kind of use those plus frames at sidestepping, and then you decide, I'm gonna attack anyway. And, that your frame advantage is long gone, right?
Yeah.
So you're very reliable to counter it.
Yeah, that's true.
And that is the strategy, like, which I do quite a lot, is kind of not using my frame advantage but still attacking, but that has to be rooted very specifically in like trying to catch people's timings.
Yeah.
So if you kind of do something like a dash block and then attack, because you've seen that your opponent gets pretty antsy after a short amount of time, so they try to like, he didn't use his frame advantage, I gotta attack.
Yeah, and then suddenly you get the counter hit instead. Kind of. Yeah.
But it doesn't work like quite in the same way if he's just like autopiloting a setup. The time it's gonna be the same anyway, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And let's say I was ready for that kick to whiff. I believe you could probably just launch that with electric, even if I was ready.
Yeah, if you had done like, I'm not sure if you would have managed on reaction. That's probably a bit hard, but
that's very hard. Yeah.
If you just would have done like a backdash electric on like on muscle memory, I guess.
Yeah.
Then you probably would have launched him. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And of course, this is pretty nasty. That's Brian Woloki for you, but he's sometimes this just happens, right? But What ideally you want to do against Brian is to mix up your wake-up timings.
Yeah.
And preferably like do a delayed tech roll.
Yeah.
Which is like still a tech roll, but it's not at the immediate timing that the Brian player is expecting.
Yeah.
But this could be hard to time, and I completely like understand your reaction here, right? Because you don't tech roll after the first wall combo.
Yeah.
You're just holding back, it looks to me, and he hits you with a grounded hit. So obviously, before this even.
Oh, before, yeah.
So you see here, normal wall combo, and you're not tech rolling. You're just holding back.
Yeah.
And he hits you with a hatchet. So you're kind of, ah, shit, I got a tech roll. And now he actually does the taunt setup.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very difficult situation because you need to know a lot of your wake-up options. Not only do you need to know your wake-up option, but also, as you said, you need to have different timings for this, so the Brian player has to guess every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, everybody can guess wrong here, and that's fine. Sometimes you just guess wrong, but the important thing is that at least you're aware that this is kind of a mix-up situation.
Yeah.
You have to be aware that you cannot tech roll every time, and you cannot just lie on the ground every time.
Yeah.
You have to mix it up, and also try to mix up the timing of your tech roll itself.
Yeah. And then it's kind of important to see what tendencies, let's say, a Brian player has. What does he like to do at the wall? If he noticed that he likes to stay on the ground, and then some Brian players just kind of accepts that and then just does grounded moves and stuff like that. They don't anticipate you might mix up your timing, and that could potentially save you the round if you, as you say, mix up your wake up options. And you can also get it like if he wants to go for the taunt and stuff like that, then you can potentially get a well-timed wake-up low kick and get him out of the wall situation, or even a stand-in or a wake-up 4, but that's a bit risky as it is in minus frames.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Sure.
Perfect. Round 3. Fight.
So if you stop here, this is a lot of stuff happening already.
Yeah.
We can just go back to the start of the round.
Right.
Now you see, even though the wild standing one is like hard to punish, this, if he does stuff like this, you see he gets like 2 free launch attempts, right?
Right. Yeah. True.
There's a huge reward on the wild standing one, and right here, to me, it looks like probably there's more than 4-4-2 that would hit, right? Perhaps back to 4 or down 4-4-4.
Yeah, true.
I'm not entirely fully sure about like Kasia punishment.
I probably need to relab this move and make sure that what my options are at different distances and stuff like that.
Yeah, but if wild standing one like becomes a safe launcher every time, then it's a bit too strong in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Because it is a launcher which gives massive damage and tracks his weak side. It tracks sidestep right. So
yeah, and you can
too good to go unpunished.
Yeah, and you can also see another mistake I'm doing here. He did it 2 times for free, and then like you said, it tracks to his weak side, and I'm trying to step right here. If he did it a third time, he would have launched me here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
If you don't block in time.
Yeah.
But that's a good counter it. Kind of reminiscent of the original electric, the first electric you got in the game, where you kind of catch him going in.
Yeah.
So your keep out, like when you keep out from like range 2 or 3, has been good this game,
Okay.
and it has been working.
Yeah.
Your timing for when he wants to start running in.
Yeah. I think I managed to somewhat get into his mind when he wants to come in, I guess, and apply pressure and stuff like that. So, but I was also afraid that he might dash in and duck, so I decided to go for the down forward too, in case he ducks. So
worked out. That move is punishable.
yeah, I know that's punishable. I don't know why I did not punish that.
Yeah, it's yeah, it was just testing you a bit with strings and stuff there, and like string mind games. If like, will I finish the string or not? But yeah, it wasn't the biggest deal, I guess.
No, but it is also, you can think about it like this. It's also free damage that slips through you with the fingers, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure it is.
Yeah.
So you see again, he tried the same kind of setup, you know, he did back 3 and then while sending 3, or back 3 into the snake dash.
Yeah.
And he did duck into another attempted wall sending 3. And, like -10 into duck, right?
Yeah.
But, that's because you haven't tried to punish any of the first hits of wall sending 3.
Yeah, true.
So that is also a kind of a mind game. You have to decide beforehand, like, do I want to try to punish the first while sending 3, or do I want to wait for while sending 3-4 in case he throws that out?
Yeah, so if you respect this move a lot, he's just gonna throw it out whenever he wants, basically.
Yeah, and it basically becomes a I-12 mid counter launcher, which is safe. If you never try to punish the first hit.
Yeah, true. So there's a couple of things I want to say. This move is not very good in this range, so I'm not sure why I used it. I think it's because I saw him backdash a lot.
For sure, more a mid-range type of move.
Yeah, absolutely. And then,
but I think pretty much everything you would have done there, even though like 4-3 like looked the worst.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then still, I think you would have, any immediate attack timing there would have probably gotten walked, I'm guessing.
Yeah, except
for like a homing or...
Yeah, down for 2. That would have catched him. But
yeah.
But I mean, most of Kazuya's moves is weak to the left side, so the chance of me doing down for 2 there would have been... The call-up would have been great if I actually did the down for 2, but...
Yeah. You could have also done like jabs, which is probably the more recommended option, because you see they do 1-1 into walk, into sidewalk left, and that's -6.
Right.
So he doesn't have like all the time in the world to step, so you can step your jabs.
Yeah.
Kasia's jabs, of course, stops being steppable, at least by Brian, at like -4.
Yeah.
And it, of course, it's a much safer option as well. Just a single
Absolutely.
jab or one.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very good point because I thought I had the frames after he did the jabs here, and then I decided to go for the big boy move, and I eat shit for doing so.
Yeah.
And yeah, totally correct. That would have been a really good option, just to jab in that situation. Because if the jab whiffs for some reason, then I believe you have enough time to block the jet upper. I would believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so too. And probably there are other options that would have tracked slightly here, like down forward 4.
Yeah.
I'm guessing would have tracked that sidewalk left and stuff like that. But I mean, this is generally, you can never go wrong with a single jab, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, jabs are extremely strong in this game. You just have to know when to kind of apply them.
Yeah. So, and in kind of regards to big boy moves, is that unless it's with a few exceptions, like unless it's a ballerina stun where you're like +10 or +15 or stuff like that, then the big boy moves are basically never guaranteed, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, you gotta be kind of keep that in the back of your mind, that probably people can always step your type 20 frame moves and stuff like that if they want to.
So if you're +10, +15, then you can do more elaborate moves because they can't possibly step it if it's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But very few moves put you at that kind of frame advantage.
Yeah.
I'm guessing only your comfort 1-4 or something like that.
Down for 1-4, and also I think Fujinuraken is +13 on hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a very, very fringe situations.
Yeah. This here is a misinput. I wanted to dash into down forward 1, but I accidentally got the Dragon Punch.
Yeah. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
That's I'm guessing that's because you went to neutral, right? And you did dash and neutral, and then you accidentally hit the down because your down forward wasn't clean.
Yeah, absolutely. That is exactly what happened.
So my recommendation is I've had to practice that myself specifically, because I have the same problem playing Mishimas, that I would try to dash down forward 1 now, and I would get crouch step 1.
Yeah.
So it's very important to practice not going to neutral there, but sliding from forward to down forward.
Yeah, to notice the difference there.
So that's the thing I would like deliberately practice if I were you, like dash down forward 1.
Yeah.
Without going to neutral, just forward, hold the stick in the forward position, and then slide it to down forward. No neutral.
Okay, yeah, got you. Yeah, that's the correct way to do it. You don't release the stick from the forward position. You just slide it down and then press the action button.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. There's a lot of information there.
Yeah. It really was.
Let's see. I think this is a good way to kind of show people, like, okay, you have the replays in Tekken to kind of see what you're doing in your previous games and stuff like that. So I think we can go over to the match you had with Tore, so we can get more professional gameplay.